It's a crime that doesn't happen in a dark alley. It happens on a quiet suburban street, maybe one that looks a lot like yours. It weaponizes trust, turns a lifetime of savings into a heavy, terrifying box, and it all ends right there on the front doorstep. This is the Gold Mule scam. Okay, I want you to really picture this for a second. You're standing at your own front door. Your heart is just hammering in your chest. And in your hands, you're holding a box that is shockingly heavy because it's full of gold bars. It's your entire nest egg. And you're about to hand it over to a total stranger who just pulled up in a random car. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Let's just stop. We have to stop right there. How in the world does anybody get to that point? I mean, standing on your own porch with a box of gold to give to a stranger? It sounds completely insane. You're right, it does. It sounds unbelievable. And honestly, that's the twisted genius of how this works. See, it never ever starts with gold. It starts with something much simpler. A phone call. Just a terrifying phone call that completely hijacks your reality because the voice on the other end says they're from the FBI. And they have some very, very bad news. And this is their playbook. It's a three-punch combo to knock you off balance. First, the threat. They tell you your bank account has been compromised. Everything you've ever worked for is about to be stolen. Then, the warning. They tell you that you can't trust anyone at your local bank, that the tellers themselves are part of the criminal ring, so you can't ask for help. And finally, the command. You have to do exactly what they say right now, or you'll lose everything. I'm sorry, I'm still stuck on this. My gut, my brain, everything would be screaming, hang up the phone. It sounds like a bad movie plot. How do people not just hang up? Because this has nothing to do with intelligence. That's the key thing we all have to understand. They aren't targeting people who are dumb. They are weaponizing fear. These scammers are absolute pros at psychological manipulation. They know exactly how to trigger a panic response that bypasses all rational thought. The victim isn't thinking, this sounds weird. They're thinking, oh my God, I have to protect my family's future. So here's how they do it. This is their toolkit. First, urgency. They create a fake ticking clock. You have to do this in the next 60 minutes. It's designed to stop you from thinking. Then, isolation. This one is so cruel. They'll say, do not tell anyone about this, not even your spouse or children. They could become part of the investigation. They cut you off from your support system. And finally, authority. They sound so official, throwing around fake badge numbers, case file numbers, and legal jargon that just overwhelms you. It's a full-on psychological assault. Okay, so I get it now. They create this little bubble of terror and paranoia, but still, that is a massive leap from being scared on the phone to physically handing over a box of gold. What are the actual steps? What do they make people do? Well, this is where it gets truly surreal. They're on the phone with the victim, walking them through every single step. First, they say, go to your bank and withdraw everything, all of it, in cash. Then they tell you where to go to buy physical, untraceable gold bars with that cash. And can you just imagine that? The feeling of taking your entire retirement fund, your security, and putting it in a cardboard box? And then comes the final step. They tell you a federal courier is on their way to your house to pick up the gold for safekeeping. A courier? What does that even mean? It's just some random person in a Toyota Camry, like they called a crime Uber to your front door? That is by far the wildest part. A person actually shows up to take the box. That's exactly it. And this slide just says it all, doesn't it? The person is standing there on their porch, absolutely terrified. But they truly believe they're doing the right thing. They think they're handing their life savings to a federal agent who's going to put it in a secure vault. But in reality, the second that box is in the backseat of that car, it's over. You just watch your entire future drive away down the street and it is gone for good. That is just, it's sickening. The amounts of money must be devastating. Oh, they are. And this isn't some abstract threat. This number right here, $100,000. That's the exact amount a 70-year-old woman in Ohio lost. She did every single thing they told her to do, and she handed a box with $100,000 worth of gold to an Uber driver the scammers had hired. Just gone.
Okay, I'm just furious now. This is infuriating. So let's talk about solutions. What can we actually do? How do we protect our parents, our grandparents, anyone we care about from something this insidious? There has to be a way to fight back.
There absolutely is, and the best way to fight back is to use their own psychological tricks against them. The defense is a technique called a pattern interrupt. The whole scam works by keeping the victim in a trance, a pattern of fear and obedience. A pattern interrupt is anything you do to snap them out of it and reconnect them with the real world. So here it is. This is the defense plan. It's just 3 simple steps, and we need to make sure everyone we love knows them. Step 1. The second you feel that pressure, that fear from a strange call, just hang up. Don't say a word, just end the call. That's the most powerful thing you can do. Step 2. You make the next call to a number you know and trust. Call your bank using the number on the back of your debit card. Call your son. Call your daughter. The entire scam falls apart the moment a real trusted person gets involved. That third idea on there is just brilliant. A family code word. It's so easy. You just come up with a secret word with your family members, something silly like wombat or pineapple. If anyone ever calls in an emergency asking for money, you ask them for the code word. If they don't know it, you know it's a scam. Boom. End of story. And look, if you remember literally one single thing from all of this, let it be this. Please burn this into your brain. No legitimate government agency, not the FBI, not the IRS, not the Treasury Department, will ever call you and tell you to pay a fine or protect your money by buying gold bars or cryptocurrency or stacks of gift cards. It will never, ever happen. The second you hear those words, you know with 100% certainty that it's a scam.
So that really leaves us with one last and maybe most important question. This isn't just about you knowing this stuff. It's about protecting the people you love who might be vulnerable. The single best defense is talking about it before it happens. So ask yourself, have you had this conversation? Do your parents, your grandparents, do your loved ones know the one simple rule that could literally save their life savings?